that introduction. It's so awful. Hello and welcome to our kitchen. My name's Tracy.
And I'm Bryony.
And today we're going to be cooking a beautiful Southeast Asian laksa for you, which is so delicious, I can't tell you. Now, Hayley cooked this for us a few days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, actually. And the recipe that she used, and I'll quickly acknowledge the person whose recipe it was originally, Jessica Nguyen, and she's on Facebook, no, not Facebook, Instagram. So this is her recipe initially, and Hayley has slightly amended it, and then I've slightly amended it too. So it's really our recipe now, almost, isn't it? But thank you, Jessica, if you ever get to see this, because you are the inspiration for this lovely laksa. So the reason why Hayley started making it was that she looked at it and she thought, that laksa has got a paste. So we're making the paste from scratch, but it's not actually that complex to actually do.
Yes.
So I just thought
so it's like a midweek laksa.
Quite
where
a
you
good
don't have to.
Well, she did. She made it for us on a Monday night.
Yeah.
And actually, it was really, she did it very beautifully, very quickly. So we're going to make the paste for you. So please
Smash it. Well, you had the knife. So I'll use my other thing. Smash it.
Crikey. Wouldn't want to meet her in a dark alley.
No.
So we're going to show you how to make this very simple paste. It has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ingredients if you don't count the water, if you do need the water. So please ask questions as we go along. I think probably most of you will know most of these ingredients, but if you have any questions about the ingredients for this, please let us know. Let us know that you're there. If you're watching on Matters of Taste, if you're watching on...
May I?
Yes. Can't try and think about what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what
Matters
I
of
thought I'd
Taste. If you're Cooks Collective member and you're watching us from the Cooks Collective website, if you're on Hillside Farmers Direct, watching us from down in, where are they? Narrogin, down in Narrogin. The cameraman's here too. You know that though. Just would love to hear from you. Say hello and let us know if you have any questions. Bryce has almost done the.
No, we've
paste,
still got some.
No, you're very, very good.
I want to get it
that.
cooking because I want it nice and golden.
And I want to tell you all about it.
Yes.
As we're doing it. So I've got some shallots in here. So these are the little purple onions with the brown skin. Yep. Finely chopped those. We've smashed 3 cloves of garlic. That goes in there. And a 30 gram knob of ginger. Bryony is putting some turmeric or turmeric, however you like to say it, in there. I'm cleaning some stalks from the coriander. I tell you what, 100% worth spending an extra 5 minutes doing the, doing the, because it leaves a lovely smell as well.
Doing the
paste. Absolutely worth it. So I've got 3 plants of coriander here. I've just taken off most of the furry, stringly bits of the
fluffy bits. Yeah, we've got a whole video on that in the Cooks
Collective, how to prepare coriander and get the most out of it. So I'm going to finely chop all of this. Bryony previously has taken... Previously on
Bryony. We're just talking about TV show. Yeah, so the leaves we'll use as a garnish at the end, but the stalks and roots you can actually use that. It's got a really intense flavour, and that'll last through the cooking process. So never throw out your coriander roots or stalks. We'll use the whole of the plant. And then
I have lemongrass from my garden, and $2.99 a stalk they are at the moment.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. I would cut it right up to there. That one, I'd go squish it like that, put it in a teacup, cover it with cover it with hot water, and you've got a nice lemongrass tea. So you can use that much of the lemongrass. I really, sometimes you get like that and that, like and that's a $2.99. Ridiculous. If you've got one of these,
it grows like a weed.
It does. If you've got one of these, I'm just going to take this off the board because I think it might be a little bit crazy doing that on the board. Okay. I'm going to do it on here so it doesn't move. If you've got fresh lemongrass, to chop it, just take your pestle and give it a good old smash like this. And what it does is it smashes all the fibres apart like this, you see. So you've got this sort of lovely fibrous... Is the cameraman asleep?
No, I'm not asleep.
I think he's reading his emails, Brony. So you've got this lovely fibrous...
You're so rude.
This lovely fibrous thing. Then you pop it on your board, and if you've got any... There's a big woody bit in there as well. We definitely don't want that bit, do we? Take that out. Normally that sort of sprays out all across the table. Very dramatic. And then we want about 4 tablespoons, so about 1/3 of a cup of fresh... Oh my gosh, doesn't that smell good? Lemongrass. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. Yeah, so
lovely, fresh, hot top notes in this beautiful laksa. It's gorgeous.
If you don't want to spend $3 for a
1
pack of for fresh lemongrass or haven't got it growing, the next best solution is this frozen grated lemongrass from the Asian supermarket in the frozen section, obviously. Frozen grated.
From this frozen supermarket.
And it's awesome because you get it's super fine.
It's just like
this. It's like actually finer than that. And you just take out what you need and you pop it back in the freezer. So this is awesome. It's very well priced, like most things at the Asian supermarket. Or I think everything at the Asian supermarket is fairly well priced, isn't it?
Well, their labour is so much cheaper, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I was just saying where it was from. It's from Asia.
Yeah, definitely from Asia.
Very good,
and yeah, and it just contains lemongrass. That's a bonus thing. Ingredients: lemongrass, no added extras.
So you've taken
so I thought I'd take the seeds and membranes out of
the chilies. We're going to cut those up, and are the cashews go in here as well? Don't they?
We were saying before in the original recipe it said candle nuts, which is quite often used in Southeast Asia, but not as readily available. Of course, you can find them in the Asian supermarket, but probably not something. And I was saying how when I used them before, I did use them for a recipe, and then they sat in the pantry for till I threw them out.
Because
so cashews, which I've always generally got at home, are great alternative. The candle nut's more like a macadamia. But
without the flavour.
Yeah, and
fairly bland.
These are roasted, unsalted cashews. Are they roasted? They're raw.
No, they should be raw. I think possibly we got the maybe had some roasted ones in the freezer or something like that, and that's what we've got. The raw would be better because they've just got.
They become more paste-like, don't they?
Well, they do. So it helps sort of thicken the paste, gives the paste some oiliness as well as a nice bit of flavour in there. So I'm going to try and whiz this up. Hayley at home used her, what's it called? NutriBullet.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that's not going to go very far at all if I don't switch it on.
Woo!
I think we may need to put a little bit of water in here just to get it going, but it's going. Just to think about what we've got in here. Actually, this is quite fun doing it like this. Just to think what we've got in here. The shallots,
garlic
are quite liquid.
Yes. Whoa, I'm getting it over here.
It's going.
So if you've got a NutriBullet, that would be great. So it's not flying around the kitchen.
But if you want to speed up the process a bit, just a bit of water. You might go, but water's going to dilute it a bit. Well, yes, it will, but what will happen
more paste-like
is you can make it more paste, and then when it's in the pan, that water will just evaporate. Wow, delish. It smells awesome. The water will evaporate and you've got the lovely paste left. I don't know whether I want to go very much further. I definitely need to make sure, because we've got things in here like lemongrass, they're pretty fibrous.
Yeah, so depending how much you've chopped everything up.
Can I have a spoon, please, from the drawer?
A mini one?
I don't mind.
Well, I've got this one here. Is it for the paste?
Yeah, I just want to scrape down the sides, but that's looking all right, isn't it? Ooh, lovely. So this will give you infinitely better flavour than if you purchased that from in a jar, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Just divine. Just going to give it one more whiz. Quite like doing it. And that's enough.
Okay, great. So, going a bit against tradition, using a light olive oil to fry this off. I've got a nice hot pan.
We're doing this for health reasons, are we not?
Absolutely. So, olive oil, usually Western flavourings or cooking Western food, but if you go the light, you're not actually transferring that sort of olivey flavour. And of course, you can use a vegetable oil or peanut oil, but olive oil is going to be much healthier for you.
I think this recipe was just done also with like what's in the cupboard.
Well, that's right. I don't go and buy different oils for
all the
different
fresh
occasions.
Ingredients for everything.
Just putting a bit more so I don't have to burn it because I didn't measure it.
It's really just going out and buying the fresh ingredients and having the other ingredients at home in the pantry already. Like when we made it, I had the coconut milk, I had the olive oil, I had the fish sauce, I had the sugar, I've got the turmeric. I did have lemongrass.
Whereas I'd probably have the frozen.
Yeah. See, so if you've got that frozen lemongrass as well, it just means that everything's there sort of at your fingertips, and this is fresh as a daisy, picked and
Fresh
chopped
as
up.
a daisy.
Yeah.
Well, just to let you know, the creator of the Laksa has joined us.
The creator of the
Oh,
Laksa has
really?
joined us. Oh, that's nice. Was
Hello,
it Jessica,
hello.
was it?
Thank you,
No,
Jessica.
Hayley.
Oh, Hayley.
Oh.
Not Jessica. I was getting ready to be super impressed. I was like,
yeah.
Hayley, did you
So,
tell
hi,
Jessica?
Hayley.
Oh. Anyway,
So,
Hayley, and she can tell us what we're doing wrong, if there's anything.
Anthony's trying to
So-
say something.
don't worry about me. I'll never
So
get a
you know
word in
microphone
edgeways.
on or not?
I can't hear because there's too much stuff going on over here.
Sally's joined us, Natalie,
Natalie.
and Millie. And
Hello, it's the
and-
gang.
yeah, and Millie's
right.
pleased that I'm wearing a microphone. She said she
Yeah.
was.
Oh, you are wearing it. See,
Yeah.
they can hear you, but we can't hear you
Yeah.
because he's over there behind a screen, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lights on us.
Yeah, so we can't. So we can't see what.
And he's sitting in the
saying.
dark behind a screen.
Yeah, so it's a bit tricky sometimes hearing what he's saying.
This is
All
a
right,
bit stuck on the bottom.
that's fine. It'll
So
all
we kept
come.
coming
Yeah,
with the
it'll
oil,
all
so I'd
come.
like to put a little bit of this in.
Yeah, so you can just pop a little bit. So if this is happening to you, you can just pop a little bit of coconut milk in there. I think Bry's got it on quite a low heat, but it's still going to catch a little bit. This is looking really smelling amazing.
But it's not burning, it's just catching a bit.
Yeah.
So that's actually
you
going to
don't
add
want
to
it-
that depth of flavour
Yeah.
in the dish in the end. So
You don't want it dark black, that's for sure.
no.
Okay.
And now I can actually get those bits off. And don't we always talk about the brown bits, the bottom bits?
Oh, we
are actually
do.
the
Yeah, we do normally. I guess caramelization in this instance isn't something that we're really looking for. I think this would be much better cooking on the induction because you can really measure
Adjust the
that heat. I know Hayley cooked it on gas at home when she cooked it for the first time, so I'm wondering whether
Did that happen to you, Hayley?
experienced the same.
Yeah. And I'm not
Same thing.
using non-stick or anything, so
Well, good.
There we go.
I'm glad about
Exactly.
that, but look at that.
Look, now it's come
all
off.
the base of the
so a little bit of the coconut milk, and I
Yeah.
guess if there was more water in that paste,
But that's
smells
good.
amazing.
Yeah,
already.
what we want to do is it's called cracking the paste, and if you can crack the paste so that oil will come out a little bit from the nuts, then it'll be absolutely awesome. But obviously you want to make it balanced so that you're not panicking about cracking the paste. That's how they do it in restaurants. We're doing it at home, so it's not
Well, it's like when you
100%
cook, because
necessary.
I cook
He's
a lot
got
of
his hand up just to tell you.
Okay, when I
Hey.
cook Malaysian food.
Who's going to finish that? You finish
Yeah,
first.
thank you.
Yeah, good.
When I cook Malaysian food, and also with Indian, where you talk about the oil separate,
Yes.
and you get that oil slick on the
Yes,
top, and I always
yes.
know, oh, it's ready now.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's like with Malaysia, we're just about there on this, if you can see it with the
Yeah, look
curry
at that,
paste.
absolutely.
The colour's going nice and golden, but I'll just give it luster, and then you
beautiful.
can actually see. Can we see that from the top? there's it's just starting to sort of separate with the oil and the paste.
Basically, the oil comes out of it, doesn't it?
That's
really?
right.
It's just cooked out of
I'm
it.
just look
I
at
know,
that.
I know,
amazing.
it's fascinating. And it looks so beautiful.
It's just starting to happen there.
I'd like a jumper of that colour with those flecks in it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anthony.
Oh, I can get.
Your
Oh,
turn
okay,
now.
I can speak. Oh, good.
You may speak.
Hayley, she added more oil when it started to
It's what I did
court.
too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Along the
Excellent.
same lines.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the Chef's Choice coconut milk is the one that we use all the time. You can't get it from supermarkets, but you can get it from Asian supermarkets. So when you go along by your frozen...
Just letting it go that slightly
okay.
bit more.
When you go along and buy your frozen lemongrass,
Lemongrass.
pick up half a dozen tins of the Chef's Choice cream
Yeah, to have
coconut.
in the
It is
pantry.
coconut milk, but it's not one of those ones that's like created. It's like coconut milk. And it is coconut milk because some coconut milks are reconstituted,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Can we
This
just
is
have a look?
coconut cream, and if you
Thanks. No, you can keep talking. I just want to show that before I...
if you leave it in the fridge overnight, you get that big thick layer
Thick.
of cream on the top of it
Excellent.
and coconut water underneath.
All right.
So-
So we just saw that. I just wanted to show that, like, because that oil had really sort of come out of that paste.
Brilliant. Do you want me to put the noodles in now
And then,
or not yet?
well, I've got to heat that up.
Well, that is hot, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I can add the...
I just am wondering whether you bring that pan over to here to heat that up.
well, that's what you'd like to do. So the...
It sort of is because if we turn that up, it's not going to
Okay.
be. It's not going to be. The heat is not going
Is
to be
that in
directly underneath it,
Camera shot now, no?
whereas this will.
Okay. All right, and
It's
now we've
boiling
got
right up
veggie
mad.
stock, which I'll talk about in a second when I've got this in, because we've gone veggie stock as opposed to, well, you could use fish stock or chicken stock. Ooh.
Oh,
However, you were cooking originally for...
I was cooking originally as
pescatarian.
for a
I was gonna say
pescatarian,
vegan,
so
not vegan.
therefore we wanted to use vegetable stock. Now, if you don't want to make your own stock, you can make your own vegetable stock as well. It's really quite simple. But if you don't want to make your own stock, there is now a brand called Urban Forager, and the stock is concentrated stock in a little jar about this size. It's actually made in Fremantle. So for us local gals,
Nice.
it's just nice to buy something that's locally made, and it is a very, very good quality concentrated stock because it's made with all lovely fresh ingredients. So I would definitely, I've used one of their chicken stock jars. Awesome.
And
really,
it's a stock
really good.
paste.
It's a stock paste, so then you can make it as strong or as weak as you want, and
Okay.
and it's got all lots of lovely.
Or if you're a Thermomixer, then you'll have
yeah.
your veggie stock paste in the fridge or freezer. I make chicken stock at home, not Thermomix, regular. Yeah, so whichever.
Chicken stock's really, really easy to make, especially if you've had roast chicken at the weekend.
I do that, yeah.
So all of that
roast bones.
information is on the Cook's
I do a
Collective
video on
as
the
well.
Cook's Collective about how to make chicken stock.
Yes,
so I
you
make
did.
it here
It's
all the
so
time, and now I make it at home all the time
Yeah,
because
'cause
it's so easy.
Yeah.
And
What noodles
cheap.
have we used?
Pad Thai noodles.
So they're just rice noodles from the supermarket or from the Asian supermarket. You can buy them. So we use them in our pad thai, and I think the original recipe had vermicelli or vermicelli. I never know quite what to say, which way to say. Is it vermicelli, vermicelli? Noodles in there, and I don't like them as much as the pad thai rice noodles.
Yeah, I like the Pad Thai ones because they've got sort of
Vermicelli's
texture.
tiny, isn't it?
Tiny.
It's
And
like
then there's the
too
in-between one.
Yeah, I like the pad thai ones. Yes.
where do we buy the Urban Forager from?
If you go on their website, they've got a very comprehensive list of retail outlets. I don't know them as people, but I want to get to know them. I think that their stock is extremely handy and is definitely more nutritionally good, beneficial than using stock cubes. We looked at the stock cubes that we've actually used for today because we didn't. I suddenly went, bro, could have used the Urban Forager, but we had the vegetable stock cubes. One of the brands that you can buy that is supposed to be, you know, fairly good as well. And Bryony found 2 different types of sugar in it, didn't you? Yeah. She read the ingredients and she found all the sugar in it. And the first ingredient was salt. The first ingredient was salt. So it's basically a salt bomb with a few little bits of extra flavours in. So the Urban Forager, highly recommend that one. It's fairly expensive for, as in, like, you look at the little jar and you go, whoa, $12 or whatever. But if you think one of those 500 gram pouches are about $9.95 or something, aren't they?
Depending what brand you get.
It offers really good value for money because you can make, it's about $1 a litre, if that, from the Urban Forager. So they do beef and vegetable and chicken. So very handy to have in your fridge if you want to cook something like this and don't want to go, you know, hopefully you've got stock in your freezer like Bri has in 500 mil packs, don't you?
Well, no, I do here in this freezer.
Yeah. I was just going to show them.
I thought you meant at home.
No. I said, I'll just show them your freezer at home.
I don't weigh them out at home. I just...
They can just take them out of the
put them in containers at home in my deep freezer.
So I'd definitely be using, you know, a homemade stock if possible. Here would be number 1, and number 2 would be the Urban Provider. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So we've got our Laksa boiling. Now we're going to season that with a little bit of caster sugar this time. So we thought caster sugar, I thought let's just leave it because this is what Hayley did. So it was just so delicious that night. And
as opposed to using like a palm sugar or something.
Yeah, so you can use palm sugar, or as Bryce said earlier when we were talking about it, some coconut sugar. Just bear in mind that those are going to have butterscotchy flavours rather than
whenever I have something that's got coconut milk.
Oh, excuse me.
I generally just go coconut sugar.
Yeah.
Only because that's the sugar I have at home.
Then we're going to put in some brandy.
Fish sauce.
Okay, fish sauce. Just tricking. Fish sauce. So this is the fish sauce that we definitely recommended, the 3 Crabs brand fish sauce. Very, very good. You
can get that at like Woolies
flavoured. Yeah, fish sauce. Really enjoy that. Or anchovy, salt and water. So that's a much better flavour. And so we got the noodles simmering for about 6 minutes.
They've got 2 minutes.
I don't want to
go.
put. I was going to say I don't want to put too much of this bok. I don't want to put the bok choy in too early.
No. So basically, we're getting our base of our stock, our broth, up to the boil. I was going to just have a little taste of it now that we've put
the... Yeah, do. I mean, it's going to be fairly flat. It'll be interesting.
So if you think about Asian cuisine, you're talking sweet, sour, salt and spice. So we've put the sweet and the salt in there. And we're garnishing with the... there's chilli in the paste.
Yeah, chilli and
ginger. We've put then the sour at the end. So we keep the freshness of the lime to the very end.
I was going to use that one.
So was I. Yeah, that's the one I cleaned the chili out with.
And it's got chili.
That's really good. It's got lots of flavour for something that hasn't cooked for very long at all. Yeah,
but quite sweet still at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah,
could definitely do with some more fish sauce, which we will put in, but not really super important. And I think with the prawns in there, you could tell that that's going to come up and be really nice, can't you?
Oh, that's the other thing. When I was thinking before, we're talking about the stock. I was telling Tracy, a friend in Malaysia cooked us a laksa, and of course did the stock from the prawn shell, prawn heads, and so on. So you can cook that for a while. That's why I said this is like a mid-week laksa, because you're not spending ages. If you've already got stock made, or you're using pre-made stock. I'm going to go with this.
I also think that that's probably, a really good little tip for a home cook, is to have a freezer with good stuff in it, so that, it does make it easier during the week. So you can have something as
that's right,
delicious as this. And you can see how much, like, we've been chattering away for the last sort of 10, 15 minutes. And really, the thing that took the time was the paste, wasn't it?
and
So
getting the
not
well,
hard.
that's why I was eager to
And
get the paste on at the
fishing the
start.
for the prawns.
Yeah, eager to get the paste on at the start because you saw me just sort of waiting and holding back on that, adding the coconut milk to get that cracking. So
Yeah,
sounds
it
good.
definitely.
Get it cracking.
Yeah, it definitely is a good idea to be patient with
the
the
base,
actual
'cause
paste.
The base is the flavour. That's
Yeah.
where all the flavour for the dish is going to come from.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've got the noodles. I've just rinsed them under some cool water. If you're want to do the noodles in advance, then plunge them into iced water to stop them cooking. But I haven't because Tracy's just about to start setting up the bowls, and we're going to put the noodles into the bowls. Done with that. Done with that.
Oh, I'm just going to cut up some mint leaves as
Oh,
well.
that's
So
right.
these mint leaves are really rather
Massive.
big.
Yes.
Just to pull them backwards and they'll come off. Any soft leaf is much better pulled backwards and they'll come off.
Wash the
I've got
spoon.
the coriander leaves as well here that Bri took off earlier on, and we've got some bean sprouts. So we've got a few veggies in there, not a huge amount of veggies in there, but still these. What are you looking for? I think I've probably got about 8 cloths underneath
you do.
there.
She's got a cloth stash underneath.
Just so I feel safe.
Yeah, so of course, I try to pack everything into all the veggies I need for the day into one dish, and I'd like them all coated in that sauce. So I
would definitely put peas. I really wanted to put peas in here when we were actually making this first time, and Hayley went, "No peas," like that. So I said, "Okay, we won't."
Does she have a problem with peas, or she just didn't want
I'm not
to?
sure. She's still
Just
watching.
keep it simple, yeah.
She might.
Oh, so
tell
the
us.
prawns are pretty much done already. So they just changed to a little pinky. And we don't want to overcook that, so I'm
That's
actually just
done.
going to turn that down.
I would put in a little. I'd go another
Fish
tablespoon
sauce?
of
Yeah.
fish sauce in there, please. If you can just totally guess.
Yeah. Can do.
Totally guess. Now, so the only balancing of flavours that we haven't done is with the sour. I've just kept this. I don't know why I've only got 3 because it serves 4, but anyway, we'll keep that aside for the 4th one. And Bri's going to come along with a big ladle. Oh, I'm going to do the big ladle.
Well, okay. I just
A bit more. And this is definitely to taste. So
Yeah,
taste it
so,
when you put the sugar in. Taste it when you put the fish sauce in, and then you can taste it with you can put a squeeze of lime in first if you want to, and then put it in, or put the lime on the side. But it smells awesome.
So you can put some lime into here, but once it's off the heat and it's not bubbling away, because you don't want to bubble out that freshness. That's why it's always nice to have a little bit of a wedge at the table, so you can just
wedgie.
Squeeze. Look at the colour of that.
I know, and that smells really awesome. Can you get me out a set of some tongs, please? Can you just get me out some tongs?
Oh, you had tongs
because I just did I? Because I just want to just sort of
zhuzh
the noodles. Well, just zhuzh the noodles up a little bit because it does look.
We're going to
pretty
stylize the bowl
when we've got a bit of whoa.
The colour is amazing.
The colour is beautiful, isn't it? Like the pink
with
the green is awesome. I'm just moving these noodles up so you can see that there are actually noodles in the bowl as well, because I'm sure that's how Donna Hay does it.
Yeah.
So what a
look
mess
at the
on that
prawns.
bowl.
Look
Gosh.
like they've
looks terrible.
lined up.
What a mess on that bowl. I've just done that. Look.
Yeah, that's better.
Is that better, Mr.
We're
Cameraman?
getting
Thank
commentary
you.
from the cameraman.
Yeah.
on
Oh dear.
It's not good enough.
It's just a few little.
Yeah.
Am I in the right position? Yeah. That's
And
very
some
gorgeous.
greens and some. I'm
And
going to
we'll
do the
put some
chili.
Well, you don't want to cover up all the
Yeah, I
prawns,
know.
so God,
There's too many toppings.
Yeah, there are. Just absolutely
Oh, wrong way
delicious
round.
with these fresh herbs on there as well. Mint, coriander.
So
Absolutely
yeah,
gorgeous.
beautiful freshness. What else? We're talking about other veggies. We got as far as peas.
Well, I wouldn't I wouldn't sort of start putting root vegetables or anything in there. You
No
want
potato?
something. No. You want something that's really light and fresh and gorgeous, a bit like Bri, and just so that you don't sort of start complicating the flavours, I think, a bit, don't you? Well, you
Yeah,
haven't tasted it
but other
really. Like when you
greens or
slurp it, and you could put other greens in if you want to. I would probably just go with a bit more bok choy, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Maybe some Chinese cabbage if you want to do that, because that will keep that lovely sort of crunch in there as well. And that's what's so
Spring
beautiful
onions?
about. Well, I wouldn't, because you've got all the shallots in there. I just wonder wherever our prawns are all sinking. They're swimming down to the bottom, because they like it down there. But there we go. There's a beautiful midweek prawn laksa. Hopefully you'll enjoy making that at home, and enjoy that colour. Like when we were eating it, we were going, wow, it just looks so fresh. And
you were saying you could just put some chicken breast strips in, poach them in the...
Totally. But literally poach them, so don't boil. If you put chicken, little strips of raw chicken breast in here, literally almost allow the soup to just cook them through themselves.
Like the prawns. And
we had a final question. We got
yes.
Well, Hayley said broccoli is yum with this too.
True.
I was
good one, darling.
Actually thinking like broccolini or something like that. Oh, sugar snaps.
Yeah,
snow peas.
See, light. But light, fresh,
like
green,
crispy greens.
Yummy things, not sort of... Yes, any more questions?
Oh, Millie kindly says that she always learns a heap of new things
Oh, thanks, Millie.
when she watches.
You're a very good listener as well. That's why you learn. Very good, isn't it?
Sally says it looks magnificent.
It does.
Good.
I'm
good.
just getting a bigger spoon.
You want to have a little bit of a slurp.
Yeah, but that one looks... I'll just do it straight from
it's
here.
very, very good. So next week we've got something completely different, and I know that I said that we would be doing lots of sort of like fresh, healthy things like this.
But you changed your mind already?
But yeah, rhubarb, because I did that rhubarb and dark chocolate and pecan cake, and when I put it on Instagram, everyone's like, oh, that looks so fantastic, recipe please. It's rhubarb time at the moment, and I think it's too lovely a cake not to actually put it on the Cooks Collective as well, for everyone to cook from there. And I've also I'm getting everyone's okay. I'm being a very good girl, because this is from a book called Ostro by Julia. I don't know whether I know the Japanese part of her surname, but she's, I think, Italian background. Bustilli Nishimura or something like that. But the book is called Ostro, and it's a beautiful cookbook. And that's where I got the idea of the cake from. Changed it slightly. But we're going to be cooking that next week. So it's a delicious, delicious cake. And that one's made with olive oil as well. So no butter in sight. Yes.
And where's the rhubarb coming from?
The rhubarb is coming from, gosh, good question. The rhubarb is coming from the Southern Forest region down south.
So it's in our veggie boxes next.
In our veggie boxes. We had it last week. We've got it this week as well, haven't we? Have we got it this week, Mr. Cameraman? He's the one who knows all the details on that.
I think so.
So if you want some fantastic rhubarb, I think Sally, who's also on here listening, she cooked the rhubarb when she got her first box, and she went, oh, this rhubarb is just absolutely divine. So lots of fantastic fruit and veggies. If you want to order a box, you can
by
go on to
8 o'clock tonight.
Tomorrow night. Oh no, it's Wednesday. I was so confused about life in general at the moment. Yes, by 8 o'clock tonight, you need to place your order on Matters of Taste website. Go to the produce box page. Very easy. Check out, have home delivery, or pick up from one of five.
So you're not sure the rhubarb's coming this week? It should be.
Yes, the rhubarb's definitely in,
and you
the,
can
in
get
the
the
boxes
eggs
this week.
from
We can get the
Charcoal Springs, and then you've got everything but your pantry staples for
and you can have extras as well, so that's really awesome. So yeah, you'll be all ready for next week's recipe. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you're not a member of the Cooks Collective, get on there, become a member, become part of the
get this recipe
cooking community. And there's so much to learn on the Cooks Collective. We love sharing things, don't we, Bri? Yeah. So thanks for watching. See you.
Bye.